The lights inside the Seattle arena were blazing, the bass was shaking the floor, and thousands of fans were screaming every word back to Cardi B as she owned the stage the way only she can, with that fearless confidence, that larger-than-life personality, and the kind of presence that turns a concert into a full-scale spectacle. And for a while, everything looked perfect. The choreography, the energy, the non-stop hits, the kind of performance that reminds everyone why she's one of the most talked about entertainers in the world. But then, in a split second, in the middle of all that power and movement, it happened again. The kind of moment that no performer plans and no crowd ever forgets, because one wrong step changed the rhythm of the entire arena, and suddenly Cardi B was on the floor, and for a brief, almost frozen second, the music kept going while the audience gasped in shock. Phones flew higher into the air, and you could actually feel the collective fear. Was she hurt? Would the show stop? Was this turning into a disaster? And this is the part that separates an average performer from a superstar. Because before the panic could fully settle in, she moved, she reacted, she turned what could have been an embarrassing accident into a moment of pure Cardi B chaos and charisma, laughing it off with that unmistakable attitude that fans have come to love. And in that instant, the energy in the building flipped from concern to explosive support, because instead of watching a fall, they were watching a recovery, a real, unscripted moment that made the entire performance feel even more alive. And within minutes, the clips were already spreading across social media. Different angles, slow-motion replays, crowd reactions, captions calling it the most Cardi B thing ever. And what made it go even more viral was her own response, joking about being clumsy, owning the situation before anyone else could turn it into a headline. And that's something she has mastered throughout her career, the ability to control the narrative by leaning into the realness of the moment. And if you think about it, this is exactly why fans feel such a strong connection to her, because she doesn't try to present an untouchable, flawless version of fame. She lets people see the messy, funny, unpredictable side of being human on a massive stage. And in an industry where perfection is often expected, those raw moments become the most iconic. And as the performance continued, you could see the crowd's energy shift into something even louder than before, as if they were celebrating not just the music, but her resilience, her humor, her refusal to let a slip define the night. And later, when fans started posting their own videos and reactions, a pattern appeared. People weren't mocking the fall, they were praising the comeback, calling her a true performer for continuing without missing a beat. And that says a lot about her brand, because she has built her entire image on authenticity, on being the same outspoken, funny, unfiltered personality, whether she's on Instagram Live or in front of a sold-out arena. And this moment fit perfectly into that narrative, turning what could have been a negative into another viral highlight in her long list of unforgettable performances. And if you look at her history, this isn't the first time she's had an unexpected on-stage moment, but every single time she transforms it into content, into conversation, into something that keeps her trending for days, because she understands the modern entertainment cycle better than almost anyone. The clip, the meme, the fan edits, the commentary videos, and by the time the concert ended, the fall had already become a talking point across platforms, not as a failure, but as proof of why she remains one of the most watchable artists of her generation. And behind all the humor and the viral posts, there's also the reality of how physically demanding these shows are. The non-stop movement in high heels, the complex stage setups, the pressure to deliver perfection night after night in different cities, and the fact that she still managed to get up and continue performing at full energy is something only seasoned performers can do. And as interviews and fan discussions followed, the narrative kept circling back to the same idea.
This is why Cardi B concerts feel different. Because you're not just watching a set list, you're watching a personality unfold in real time, unpredictable, unfiltered, and completely engaging. And the Seattle moment became another chapter in that ongoing story, another reminder that in the age of viral culture, the most memorable performances aren't the ones that go exactly as planned, but the ones where something unexpected happens and the artist turns it into magic. And for fans who were there that night, it became a badge of honor, the concert they'll always talk about, the moment they witnessed live before the internet replayed it a million times. And for everyone else, it became a clip that pulled them back into her world, reminding them of her humor, her confidence, and her unmatched ability to laugh at herself in front of thousands of people and still look like the ultimate superstar. And that's the deeper reason why this story keeps circulating, why the views keep climbing, why reaction videos keep appearing. Because it's not really about the fall at all. It's about the recovery, the attitude, the way she turned a potentially awkward situation into a celebration of her realness. And in a culture obsessed with flawless performances, Cardi B once again proved that imperfection, when handled with confidence, becomes the most powerful and viral moment of all. And what made the Seattle moment even more unforgettable for fans of Cardi B was the way the story didn't end when the music stopped. Because as soon as the show wrapped and people poured out of the arena, the internet had already taken over. Clips from every angle were circulating at lightning speed, slowed down, zoomed in, turned into memes, reaction videos, and fan edits with captions like, "Only Cardi could make falling look iconic." And that's when the second wave of the drama began, not on the stage, but online, where audiences started breaking down every second of the moment. The way she stepped, the split-second shock on the dancer's face, the crowd's gasp, and then the instant switch to cheers when she stood back up laughing. And in a strange way, it became less about the fall itself and more about the atmosphere it created. Because people who were actually in the building began posting their own stories, saying the energy after she recovered was even crazier than before, that it felt raw and real and completely unplanned in the best possible way. And that's the magic of a live performance, those unpredictable seconds that can't be rehearsed or edited. And for Cardi B, who has always built her brand on unfiltered authenticity, this kind of moment almost works in her favor because it reinforces the idea that what you see is what you get. No robotic perfection, no pretending to be untouchable, just pure personality. And as fans compared this to her previous onstage mishaps and viral incidents, a pattern started trending in comment sections. People calling her the most entertaining performer alive, not because everything goes smoothly, but because she knows how to turn anything into a show. And that's a rare skill in an industry where even the smallest mistake can sometimes become a scandal. But with her, it becomes content, it becomes humor, it becomes another layer of connection with the audience. And behind the scenes, you can only imagine the adrenaline of that moment. The quick check to make sure she was okay, the dancers adjusting their positions, the crew staying on cue while the crowd screamed. And yet from the outside, all anyone saw was confidence, that signature laugh, that body language that says nothing can ruin her night. And later, when she joked about being clumsy, it didn't feel like damage control. It felt like an extension of the performance, because she has always invited fans into her real life. The awkward, the funny, the chaotic, and that openness is what keeps her trending in a way that goes beyond music. And as the days passed, the fall became one of those viral pop culture moments that people who don't even follow her started recognizing. Another reminder of how powerful a single live clip can be in today's entertainment cycle. And media pages began reposting it with headlines about her professionalism, her ability to keep going, her stamina in high-energy shows night after night. And suddenly the narrative shifted again from shock to admiration, because continuing a performance after a hard fall in front of thousands of people isn't just funny, it's physically demanding and mentally strong. And that's something even casual viewers started recognizing.
Acknowledging, and for longtime fans, it was just more proof of why they show up for her concerts. Not for a perfect routine, but for a real experience where anything can happen and she'll still deliver. And if you zoom out and look at her career as a whole, these unscripted moments have become part of her legacy. The interviews that turn into memes, the live sessions that break the internet, the performances where something unexpected happens and she owns it completely. And the Seattle Fall fits perfectly into that timeline, another chapter in the ongoing story of an artist who understands that being relatable is more powerful than being flawless. And in the end, that's why this clip keeps getting replayed, why reaction channels keep analyzing it, why fans keep commenting. This is why we love her, because it captures everything people associate with Cardi B in one sequence. The drama, the humor, The confidence, the recovery, the connection with the crowd. And long after the stage was cleared and the lights went down, that moment kept living online, turning into one more viral highlight in a career built not just on chart-topping hits, but on unforgettable, unpredictable, completely human performances that make every show feel like history in the making.